You don't notice it in the mirror. It doesn't come with a dramatic announcement or a badge or a uniform. For most women, the choice to carry a firearm begins in silence, long before the holster, before the permit, before the first trip to the range. It begins with a realization: no one else is coming. For centuries, the idea of self-defense was framed in a world built by men for men. Firearms, holsters, even training programs were designed around broad shoulders, heavy belts, and clothes with plenty of space to hide steel. But for women, the challenge has always been different. A tighter wardrobe, no room for a sturdy gun belt, and the added burden of stigma. Why would a woman carry? Isn't that dangerous? The truth is, concealment for women isn't just a matter of size, it's a matter of perception. A man prints under his shirt and people shrug. A woman prints and the stares linger. Where men blend into tactical fashion, women are forced to balance safety with appearance, comfort with subtlety. That's the hidden decision, not just will I carry, but can I live this life without anyone knowing? Everyday carry, for women, is more than hardware. It's a reordering of daily habits. Where you sit in a restaurant, how you hug a friend, which jacket you wear to work. And every choice comes with weight, not just on the hip, but in the mind. Because when you choose to conceal, you're not just carrying steel, you're carrying responsibility. The knowledge that at any moment, the quiet weight beneath your clothes might be the difference between safety and tragedy. And that's the paradox. The people around you will never know. They'll see the smile, the outfit, the normalcy. They won't see the preparation, the calculation, the invisible line between peace and chaos. For women who choose this path, concealment is not fashion. It's survival, hidden in plain sight. Carrying a firearm changes how you think before it changes how you dress. That's the part most people overlook. They think it starts with holsters, calibers, and gear. But for women especially, concealment begins in the mind. Because the decision to carry isn't about strength. It isn't about looking tough. It isn't even about winning a fight. It's about refusing to be powerless. Think about it. A man can walk through a dark parking garage and people rarely question his presence. A woman does the same, and the world feels different, closer, sharper, more dangerous. That shift in perception is the starting point. Carrying doesn't erase that feeling, it reframes it. Instead of fear, it becomes awareness. Instead of helplessness, it becomes accountability. But here's the catch. Accountability is heavier than fear. Kaisa, because when you conceal, every small decision has weight. Losing your temper in traffic? Not an option. Drinking too much at the party? Off the table. Even a heated argument at the grocery store carries risk, because your presence isn't neutral anymore. You're armed. This is the mindset of concealment. To walk softly, to see further, to think twice where others think once. And it isn't for everyone. The danger isn't in the gun, it's in the fantasy. If you carry to feel powerful, you're already a liability. If you carry to prove something, you've misunderstood the point. Concealed carry isn't about showing the world who you are. It's about hiding the tool that ensures you get to remain who you are. And that demands a kind of discipline few people talk about. The discipline to avoid conflict. The discipline to live quietly with a responsibility no one else can see. Because in the end, concealment is less about the gun and more about the woman behind it. The one who chooses to step into a world of rules and restraint so that when the worst moment comes, she won't hesitate. The holster, the wardrobe, the weapon, those come later. The first battle is internal, and once you win it, everything else begins to fall into place. Here's the part the gun industry rarely talks about. Most holsters, most firearms, and most carry systems weren't designed with women in mind. They were built for men, broad frames, sturdy belts, boxy jackets. But women's clothing, it tells a different story. Tight jeans with no belt loops. Blouses cut to shape, not to hide. Dresses with no waistband at all. Every outfit is a puzzle, and somewhere in that puzzle, a weapon has to disappear. And this isn't just about fabric, it's about how people look at you. For a man, a loose shirt untucked is ordinary. For a woman, the same choice raises eyebrows. Why so baggy? Why that jacket in summer? The pressure isn't only concealment, it's concealment without explanation. This is the wardrobe problem. To carry effectively, a woman doesn't just ask, "What gun should I buy?" She asks, "How do I live with it in the clothes I already wear?" Some adjust their style, darker colors, flowing tops, patterned fabrics that hide outlines. Others experiment with specialized holsters, belly bands, corset rigs, or bra holsters built to vanish under form-fitting outfits. But each choice comes with compromise, comfort versus concealment, access versus subtlety. And every scenario tests those choices. Can you bend down at the supermarket without flashing steel? Can you hug a friend without them feeling a hard edge under your sweater? Can you dance, drive, or jog without your holster digging, slipping, or printing? The hard truth is this: women must adapt in ways men rarely consider. Concealed carry for women isn't about one perfect solution. It's about a rotation of options, a toolkit that changes with the season, the outfit, and the environment. Because blending in isn't just convenience, it's survival. If someone notices your weapon before you ever need it, you've already lost the advantage. The wardrobe problem isn't an obstacle, it's the battlefield. And women who solve it discover that concealment isn't just possible, it can be seamless. When most people think concealed carry, this is what they picture: a pistol tucked into the waistband, hidden under a shirt. Inside the waistband, IWB, is the classic method. And for good reason. It's secure, it's accessible, and when done right, it disappears into everyday life. But for women, IWB isn't always simple. Let's start with the basics. There are two main styles: traditional IWB, carried on the hip, and appendix IWB, known as AIWB, carried up front, between the navel and the hip. Both are popular, both are effective, but both come with unique challenges. On the hip, IWB is stable and easy to conceal under jackets or looser tops, but women's hips curve differently. A holster that lies flat on a man often digs or shifts on a woman. Sitting down becomes uncomfortable. Bending feels awkward, and a shirt that hugs the waistline can betray the outline with a single glance. Appendix carry solves some of these problems. The gun sits forward, easier to reach, quicker to draw. For many women, AIWB works surprisingly well with high-waisted pants, blending into the natural lines of the body. But this method comes with its own challenge: safety. The muzzle often points toward the body, demanding absolute holster discipline and caution when reholstering. Then there's printing. Small subcompacts vanish into a waistband, but too small and you sacrifice control and round count. Go larger and the grip may poke through clothing or dig into the ribs. Every choice feels like a compromise between concealment, comfort, and confidence. And yet many women master IWB through practice and adaptation. Darker fabrics, layered tops, a quality holster with the right cant and ride height, it all adds up. The difference between frustration and flawless concealment isn't magic, it's patience. Inside the waistband isn't perfect for every woman, but for those who find the right fit, it offers one of the most reliable, versatile carry methods available. Secure, accessible, hidden in plain sight. The waistband may be the most common battleground for concealment, but it's not the only one. Because sometimes the best solution isn't inside the clothing, it's outside. If inside the waistband is about blending in, then outside the waistband, OWB, is about balance, security, control. The gun rides outside the pants, typically on the hip in a holster strapped to the belt. It's the most natural way to carry, comfortable, stable, and fast to draw. But here's the catch. For women, OWB carry can feel like walking a tightrope. It's comfortable, yes, but concealing it? That's the real challenge. A fitted blouse, yoga pants, or a tucked-in top leaves no room for OWB. Even with a jacket, the outline or printing of the holster can peek through. And when the wind gusts or you reach up to grab something, the weapon risks being exposed. Unlike IWB, there's no fabric barrier pulling it tighter against the body. That doesn't mean OWB is off the table. Far from it. Women who favor this method learn to think tactically about wardrobe. Flowy cardigans, structured jackets, hoodies in cooler months. A single outer layer can transform OWB from impossible to invisible. Then there's the choice of holster. Pancake holsters ride higher and closer to the body, flattening the gun's profile. Kydex designs with adjustable cant help tuck the grip inward, reducing the dreaded gun bump. And for women who prefer full-size pistols with larger capacities, OWB often distributes weight better than any waistband option. But maybe the biggest advantage is confidence. Drawing from OWB is fast, natural. You don't have to dig past waistbands or tight fabric. In a life or death scenario, that second of saved time could make the difference. Of course, OWB isn't always practical. In the heat of summer, when layers are few, concealment borders on impossible. And in certain social settings, even a momentary glimpse could invite questions, suspicion, or worse. Still, for women who value comfort and control, OWB remains a trusted option. It requires planning, yes, but with the right clothing and the right holster, it can feel like carrying nothing at all until the exact moment you need it. But what if you don't want to adjust your wardrobe? What if you want the gun to fit your lifestyle, not the other way around? That's where the torso comes in. When waistband options don't cut it, many women turn to the torso. Think shoulder holsters, corset holsters, and belly bands. Each one reimagines concealment by anchoring the firearm to the body's core rather than the hip. The most iconic, of course, is the shoulder holster. Picture detectives in old crime dramas, jackets swinging open to reveal leather rigs under the arm. For women, this setup offers real advantages. Weight is evenly distributed, larger firearms can be carried, and drawing from a seated position like driving becomes easier. The drawback? Unless you're wearing a blazer or a heavy cardigan, concealment is almost impossible. In the wrong outfit, a shoulder holster screams armed. Corset holsters are newer but gaining traction. These snug, high-rise holsters wrap around the midsection, holding the firearm flat against the torso. Designed specifically with women's curves in mind, they create a sleek and surprisingly comfortable way to conceal. Under a blouse, corset holsters can make even compact pistols virtually invisible. But comfort has a cost. Corsets trap heat, restrict breath, and can dig in after long hours. Quick access is also trickier compared to waistband carry. Then there's the belly band. Simple, versatile, and surprisingly affordable. Think of it as an elastic wrap worn around the midriff or hips with sewn-in pouches for a gun and spare mags. It adapts to gym clothes, leggings, even dresses, places where belts aren't an option. Women who jog or exercise often choose belly bands for this reason. But the elastic isn't as rigid as Kydex or leather, meaning reholstering is slower and less safe without practice. Torso carry embodies the push and pull of women's concealment. It's about trade-offs, comfort versus heat, accessibility versus discretion, concealment versus speed. Each holster type solves one problem while creating another. Still, for women unwilling to compromise on wardrobe, or for those who live active lifestyles, torso carry provides something waistband carry often doesn't: freedom. The gun becomes part of the body's core, hidden in plain sight. But sometimes, even the torso isn't the answer. Sometimes concealment has to move lower, much lower. And that's when ankle carry enters the picture. Down low, nearly forgotten, lies one of the oldest methods of concealment: ankle carry. It's the kind of setup you might imagine in a mobster movie. Someone sitting calmly at a table until, in one quick motion, they reach down and draw from the ankle. For women, ankle holsters offer a strange mix of strengths and frustrations. The biggest advantage? Deep concealment. A compact revolver or subcompact pistol disappears against the leg, especially under bootcut jeans, flared pants, or long skirts. It's the holster nobody sees coming. Even in environments where a waistband rig would print badly, or where tight dresses eliminate other options, ankle carry still works. In professional settings, especially with business attire, this method can be surprisingly practical. But accessibility is the Achilles heel. To draw, you need to bend, lift, or kneel, movements that are neither fast nor subtle. In a self-defense situation where seconds matter, that delay can be dangerous. Running with an ankle holster also creates problems. The gun bounces, the strap rubs, and after a few hours it feels less like security and more like a rock strapped to your leg. There's also the question of size. Only the smallest pistols or revolvers work here, and capacity is limited. For some women, that's acceptable, a backup weapon, not the primary. For others, ankle carry feels more symbolic than practical. yet it has its place. For those who sit often, office workers, drivers, or anyone whose job keeps them in a chair, ankle carry can actually be faster than waistband draw. From a seated position, reaching down can be smoother than wrestling with a shirt or jacket. Ankle carry isn't glamorous, it isn't easy, but it remains a quiet, stubborn option in the world of concealment. A reminder that sometimes the least obvious choice is the most effective. And if strapping steel to the ankle seems impractical, there's always a more everyday solution. One hiding in plain sight, disguised as the most ordinary of accessories, the purse. It's the most obvious option, the one nearly every woman has considered at some point, the purse. After all, you already carry it, it's designed to hold things, and it goes everywhere with you. So why not make it your holster? On the surface, purse carry seems perfect. No adjustments to wardrobe, no printing under tight clothes, no pressure on the hip or shoulder. With a well-designed concealed carry purse, complete with hidden compartments and quick access zippers, a handgun can ride unnoticed through daily life. It allows for fashion flexibility, letting a woman dress however she chooses, without worrying about waistband bulges or holster clips. But here's the hard truth. The purse is also a thief's favorite target. Purse snatching is one of the oldest street crimes, and if your firearm is in that bag, it could be stolen before you even realize what's happening. Worse, in a panic, fumbling through lipstick, keys, and receipts to find the weapon could cost precious seconds. In the chaos of a real confrontation, seconds decide outcomes. Then there's training. Drawing from a purse isn't the same as drawing from the body. It requires muscle memory, unzipping, gripping, clearing, and unless practice, it becomes clumsy. That's why dedicated concealed carry purses exist. Designed with holster compartments separate from the clutter, often reinforced with cut-resistant straps to deter thieves. Still, purse carry has its champions. For mothers carrying children, for professionals in tight dresses, for anyone who values wardrobe freedom, the purse is a practical compromise. It turns the weapon into part of the daily toolkit, another item in the arsenal of modern life. The choice, however, comes with responsibility. A purse is easy to set down, easy to forget, easy to leave unattended for a moment that could prove catastrophic. If purse carry is the path, vigilance must be constant, and yet it remains one of the most widely adopted solutions for women. Accessible, discreet, and adaptable. But for those who want something more personal, more secure, and perhaps even stylish, concealment has one final evolution, clothing designed with the firearm in mind. Imagine this. Your holster isn't strapped to your hip, hidden in your purse, or dangling at your ankle. Instead, it's woven into the very fabric of your outfit. That's the promise of modern concealment clothing. From leggings with built-in holster pockets to tank tops lined with hidden compartments, these garments transform everyday attire into functional self-defense gear. For women who want to blend style with security, concealment clothing bridges the gap between practicality and empowerment. You're not compromising fashion, you're merging it with protection. The advantage is clear. The weapon stays close to the body, secure and accessible, without the bulge of a traditional holster. No need for oversized jackets or strategic layering. These designs let a woman dress how she wants, whether it's yoga pants at the gym or a fitted blouse at work while still carrying discreetly. But here's where the trade-offs come in. Concealment clothing is specialized and often expensive. Unlike a leather holster that can last a decade, these garments wear out with washing, stretching, and time. They're also less flexible. You can't easily swap one gun for another, since each pocket or pouch is designed with specific dimensions in mind. Another challenge? Accessibility. Drawing from a concealment shirt or leggings can feel different from a standard holster. It requires practice to avoid snagging fabric or fumbling under pressure. And unlike a purse or jacket, you can't simply shed the garment if you need a wardrobe change midday. Still, for many women, concealment clothing represents the future. It offers freedom from stereotypes, letting them move seamlessly between roles: professional, athlete, mother, protector, without announcing to the world that they're armed. It's the stealthiest option of them all. But it also demands discipline, constant awareness, consistent training, and the ability to adapt if the design limits your draw. And that leads to the ultimate consideration, the final chapter of concealment. Not where the gun hides, but how you, the carrier, adapt to it. Because in the end, the weapon is only as effective as the woman who carries it. At the heart of every concealment method, purse, bra, thigh, ankle, clothing, there's one unavoidable truth. It only works if it works for you. A holster isn't just an accessory, it's a commitment. And that commitment has to fit into your life seamlessly, or you won't stick with it. Think of concealment like a second skin. The method you choose should match your daily rhythm. Are you always on the go, juggling work and errands? A purse holster might give you flexibility. Do you work in a professional office with form-fitting outfits? Concealment clothing or bra carry may keep you discreet. Are you chasing toddlers at the park or running late-night shifts? Something stable and body secure, like a belly band or thigh holster, may keep the weapon both hidden and accessible. The most dangerous option isn't the wrong holster, it's inconsistency. A woman who carries only sometimes, or who chooses a method she never practices with, may fumble in the moment she needs it most. That's why lifestyle and training have to walk hand in hand. Every draw needs to be rehearsed. Every outfit needs to be considered. And every choice, where to carry, how to carry, needs to line up with both comfort and readiness. Concealment isn't just hiding the gun. It's making it a natural extension of your daily routine. And here's the final paradox. The better you adapt, the less anyone will notice. To the outside world, you're just another woman going about her day, shopping, driving, laughing, living. No one sees the preparation, the quiet vigilance, the steel hidden in plain sight. That's the power of proper concealment. It's not about looking intimidating. It's about never needing to. Because the ultimate goal isn't just carrying, it's carrying confidently. So whether your choice is a purse holster, a bra rig, an ankle strap, or high-tech concealment clothing, remember this. The method matters less than the discipline. Concealment is about blending strength with subtlety, danger with normalcy. In the end, the weapon doesn't define the woman. The woman defines how, where, and why she carries it. And that decision, quiet, personal, and powerful, is the truest form of concealment of all.